Welcome to Elevate English. Elevate your English. Elevate your life. If you found this video informative, please like, share, and subscribe to the Elevate English channel. Let's start our story. Whispers in the Wind. Cora Daniels never believed in love at first sight. She had always been a practical woman, grounded in the reality of her busy life as a freelance writer. She loved the peace of her small apartment in the city, the quiet mornings spent with coffee and a book, and the satisfaction of completing a good article. Yet, underneath her calm exterior, there was a part of her that longed for something more, a spark, a connection she couldn't quite name. Her routine was simple, predictable. The same coffee shop every morning, the same walk through the park in the afternoon, the same quiet evenings spent writing. It was a life she had carefully crafted to avoid the chaos of relationships and the heartache that often came with them. Love, to her, was something she watched from afar. It was for other people, those who had the time and energy to navigate the complexities of connection. But then, one rainy evening, everything changed. Cora had been on her way home from a meeting, her umbrella barely shielding her from the downpour. She wasn't in a hurry, but the rain was relentless, and she wished she could escape it. Her usual route had been blocked off for construction, so she found herself walking down a narrow alley she'd never taken before. It was there, amid the patter of raindrops against the pavement, that she saw him. He was sitting on a bench near a small park, his head down, lost in thought. His black leather jacket looked sleek against the grey of the evening, and his brown hair was damp from the rain. He seemed out of place, like a figure from another time, someone who didn't quite belong in the city's rush. As Cora walked past him, their eyes met for a brief second. Her heart skipped, and she quickly looked away, trying to shake the feeling. It was silly, she thought. She didn't even know him. But something about him felt familiar, like a quiet whisper in the back of her mind. The rain grew heavier, and she started to walk faster, but then she heard a voice call out, soft but clear, hey, you dropped this." Cora turned back, confused, and found the man holding a small, leather-bound notebook, her notebook. She had almost forgotten it was tucked under her arm. "Oh, thank you," she said, walking back toward him. As she reached for the notebook, their hands brushed lightly, and she felt a jolt of electricity run through her. It was so fleeting, so small, yet it lingered, making her breath catch in her throat. The man smiled, a soft, genuine smile that seemed to light up his face. "You're welcome. I've seen you around here before. You walk through the park every day, don't you?" Cora blinked, surprised. She hadn't realized he'd noticed her before. "I guess so. I walk a lot, actually. It's peaceful here." He nodded, his gaze thoughtful. "It is. I come here to think. Something about the air, the rain, it clears the mind." They stood there for a moment, an awkward silence hanging between them. Cora wasn't used to these kinds of interactions, spontaneous, unplanned. But there was something about him, something in the way his presence made her feel grounded, as though he was exactly where he needed to be. "Do you come here often?" she asked, unsure of what else to say. "Most days," he replied with a shrug. "I'm new to the city, actually. I moved here a few months ago." Cora smiled, intrigued. "From where?" "Los Angeles," he said. "I've always wanted to be in a place like this, a city with a history, a rhythm. I'm a photographer, so I travel a lot for work, but I wanted to settle somewhere more quiet." His words piqued her interest. "A photographer? That sounds fascinating. It has its moments, he said, a small laugh escaping him. But I like capturing moments that others might overlook. Sometimes the most beautiful things are the ones we don't pay attention to. Cora nodded, feeling a strange connection. It was rare for her to feel so comfortable with someone so quickly, and yet there was something about him that felt easy, natural. Well, thank you for returning my notebook, Cora said, feeling an urge to leave but also not wanting to. I should get going. It's getting late. The man smiled again, and for the briefest moment, Cora could have sworn she saw a flicker of something more in his eyes. I'm Daniel, by the way. I'm Cora, she said, and for a moment, their eyes locked. It was a brief, fleeting moment, but it felt significant. Maybe we'll run into each other again, Daniel said softly, his voice filled with quiet hope. Maybe, Cora replied, her heart giving a strange, inexplicable flutter. The next few days passed, but Cora couldn't stop thinking about Daniel. She found herself walking through the park with more intention, hoping she might see him again. And then, just like that, it happened. A week later, Cora was once again passing through the alley on her way home, her umbrella shielding her from the rain. She spotted him sitting on the same bench, his camera in hand, capturing the soft, fading light of the evening. She smiled to herself, unsure of why she was drawn to him, but unable to ignore the pull. This time, when their eyes met, there was no awkwardness, no hesitation. There was a shared understanding, an unspoken connection. Cora made her way toward him, her heart beating a little faster. Hi, she said, feeling a little shy. Hi, Daniel replied with that same warm smile. I was hoping I'd run into you again. Cora laughed softly. I guess we're both lucky then. They talked for hours, letting the rain come and go, sharing stories of their lives, their dreams, and their favorite places in the city. They discovered they had a lot in common, a love for quiet moments, a fascination with the way the world looked through a lens, and a shared understanding of the beauty in fleeting moments. As they spoke, Cora realized something she hadn't fully acknowledged before. She was drawn to Daniel in a way that she hadn't been with anyone in a long time. He wasn't just a passing figure in the rain. He was someone who made her feel seen, heard, and understood. After that evening, their encounters became more frequent. They met in the park nearly every day, and their connection grew deeper with each conversation. Daniel took her on photography outings, showing her the hidden gems of the city, the quiet corners that most people overlooked. Cora, in turn, shared her love for writing, reading excerpts from her stories and articles, revealing the world through her words. Weeks passed, and with each passing day, Cora found herself falling for him. Slowly, carefully, the walls around her heart began to crumble, replaced by the warm, gentle feeling of being in love. One evening, as they walked through the park under a canopy of trees lit by the golden glow of the setting sun, Daniel turned to her, his expression serious. I know we haven't been doing this for long, but I have to ask. He began, his voice steady but filled with emotion. Cora, do you think there's something between us? Something worth pursuing? Cora's heart raced, her breath catching in her chest. She looked into his eyes, and for the first time in years, she felt completely sure of something. Yes, she said softly, her voice filled with certainty. I do. In that moment, under the rain-softened sky and with the world spinning softly around them, Cora knew that love, though unpredictable, was always worth the leap, and this time, she was ready to take it. Let me know if you want more.